I know why that's me. I don't know why you're not playing through though. That's my question. Check your audio settings on your thing. Because you're not playing on the video. I don't have you peeking right now.
That one.
Hey, now we got peaking. All right, let's try that again. Take two, guys. Take two. Since nobody heard us on our opening. Yeah, awesome. Welcome to episode 18 of the Beards of Light podcast. My name is Kula Monster Gaming, joined by the ever great and awesome Gibbles Destruct.
Scuff for the Scuff God.
The Scuff for the Scuff God. It ain't a real stream unless it's a Scuff stream. We need to have Cine or Harley make us little Scuff crowns we can put on top of our camera boxes when something goes wrong that we just turn them on.
Like Cine's Scuff Queen fucking
little Scuff Queen crown. Yeah, okay. So as the title states, we are talking about showcases upon embargo lifts. I know this is a repeat for us, but you know, audience could hear it. So we have the showcase of Xbox, we have the summer sale or the summer showcase, and then we have the embargo lift for Final Fantasy 14. We are merely a couple weeks away from a big Dawn Trail release. So we are going to start where we started this podcast. That's with our Final Fantasy 14, and then we'll work our way around. Gibbles, fill us in, bud.
So yeah, we've got a lot. People are mad. People are happy. Overall, it's a bunch of excitement. Everybody's super. Most people are super excited for Dawn Trail. But yeah, all the job changes. I feel like 10 out of the 14 jobs are super happy. And there's 4 of them that like half the group are like doing little pity parties, and the other half are also super excited.
Yeah,
as every expansion has. But
as
yeah, a lot of things look really cool. Yeah, we got an embargo lift, so we had a new. We have every freaking YouTuber on the face of the planet that does Final Fantasy 14 content released some videos on the new job skills, on the new dungeon that they were allowed to play. And there was some interviews with Yoshi P. I haven't really watched any Yoshi P videos. I should have. I know I did see something about we got some chat bubbles confirmed or something like that about maybe having some chat bubbles above our head. But some people who got to mess with it got checked the blacklist out, and they thought that it was really intuitive, really easy to use, and really good addition. I think from what I've heard, so going down the roles, tanks, nothing but good things I've heard from tanks. Obviously, Dark Knights still want some healing. They haven't gotten any. They got a self-sustain button, but they just didn't get enough. What is it? DPS. Everyone seems happy except for summoners and black. From what I've heard. You hear anything else?
I haven't heard a ton, honestly. I've been trying to keep my eyes off of it. I heard people bitching about the numbers that they're seeing attached to the potencies, and and here's where I stand, right? So I take 0 stock in potency numbers until it releases. The whole point of the media tour and bringing people in is to kind of do that initial like shock value, like what are we going to do to change things kind of a deal. So like I take no stock in people getting upset that like potencies are weird. I've also heard from other people that they do like they scale the actual damage account down and then they throw the potency meters way up to throw people off so they don't like actually know what the algorithm number is to be right on potency, so they can't really talk about a potency piece. Because like I heard like 2600 is one of the numbers that was being used for potency, and that's like astronomically way off. So it lends to reason that they would probably do something where they just like cut the percentage of damage down, throw their potencies way up. They know what the live potency numbers are supposed to be, but that the media tour makes it so that it's harder for them to figure out what the actual potency is going to be. I mean, I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think if that's what they're doing, that's very positive.
I think the potency numbers in general are kind of like aren't super important. The important is the general rotation and feel of the rotation.
And I think that's why if they were to do something like that, that would be why they would do it, because it's more focused on like, does the job feel good? Does the rotation feel good? And I think that's what they want. That's what people want or that's what the developers want them to focus on, and not the hard numbers, right?
Because I mean, at the end of the day, the damage is going to be scaled. It's going to be balanced. It's going to be scaled. So I mean, on that with the potencies, as a healer main, I've gone over all of the class changes for all the healers. I watched all the videos on them. I looked over all the stuff. It's looking really good. So one of the main complaints. So I've been getting gaslit over this. I've had 3 separate conversations, and I've had this conversation, and every single time I've talked to someone, they're like, what are you talking? You're nuts. And I was getting gaslit, and I was like, what are you talking about? I feel like I wasn't alone on this. Like, a week ago, and then all the job stuff came out, and then now I'm alone on it. What the heck? I've seen like 5 YouTube videos on it. I wasn't alone. I was getting gaslit by a couple of friends.
Get gaslit. Josh, what's going on, man?
So one thing all the healers are really happy for is that we got something more to do during damage rotation, right? All the healers got an extra off global like 600 to 800 potency hit. It's really nice. They got like some little extra something there. Sage got an extra dot. So overall they got like kind of what they wanted. And Scholar got probably the strongest healing buff in the game, I would argue. Like if we have a HH mechanic, if this ability was available at 90 and you synced down to P10, Scholar could solo HH. It is nuts.
I've heard so many people, like, especially with like the early leaks from the media tour, being like, wow, Final Fantasy screws Scholar again. Like, this is the worst thing that happened to Scholar since.
It got no damage, and its AoE dot is locked behind Chain Stratagem, a single target party buff, damage buff to that single target, and then you get an AoE damage. Other than that, it got no way to deal more damage or anything like that. Everyone seems like they're getting like what is it? Astro got a whole rework. It's looking like it's gonna be really good, really fun. It also got another button that's similar to like Phlegma or Gravity kind of thing so I'm gonna balance all these off of Phlegma because they all seem like they have like a similar damage to Phlegma. They all said like I think that's 600 or 800 potency with a 60% fall off, which is exactly what Phlegma is, and it's an off global cooldown. All 3 of the other healers got an extra off global cooldown that is like a button that does that essentially. AoE 600 800 potency and then it falls off, and it's an extra button to do during a burst, which is what a lot of healers have been asking for. Like during prog, right? The joy of healer is when you're doing prog and then you save it from the raid from collapsing and everyone is still alive somehow, or maybe like only one person died and you still cast res and you saved the mechanic. That's like the joy of being a healer, right? That's the thing like the hype is for prog. But then post prog, people are actually dodging the mechanics. You don't have to throw out any extra heals. So now all you're doing is, as a Sage, or as a Scholar, the worst one, right? It's just broil.
So what you're saying is we have the Glare Mage and we have the Broil Mage.
Well, even White Mage, you have Misery Afflatus, right? On Scholar, you don't have that. Misery Afflatus is a 1200 potency. Like after you finish everything, you hit it with a big hit at the end of it. For Scholar, you know what you do for your main during your pot window? You eat your fairy, which is supposed to be a healing buff, for 3 extra Aether Flow stacks. It also gives 20% healing buff potency, but you don't care about that. Just so you can get 3 other extra Aether Flows, so you can weave in 3 energy drains that are 100 potency each. So you do it for less than one of your main 1 attacks.
Well, isn't it 20% more because you ate your fairy, so it's 120%?
20% your healing buff.
Oh, it's 20% healing. Oh,
yeah. So
listen. You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing that healers just need to learn to adjust. That's what I'm hearing.
Your normal attack is 400 potency. So you
just
eat
do
your
that.
fairy, you lose half of your buffs for 30 seconds, half of your heals for 30 seconds. to then do 300 potency worth of weaves.
You could sit there and bitch about Bard that if they don't get
It's-
procs, they could just sit there and touch the same 2 buttons over and over again.
But so that Scholar's like whoopee. I know the fight. The party knows the fight. I can maximize my damage or like I'm just doing prog whatever. And then so let me do something extra, and it's I get less than an extra GCD in. So
Yeah.
that's why a lot of scholars, including myself, are kind of like, give us something more. And they got an extra dot.
Give it to
The problem is it's locked behind chain stratagem every 2 minutes. Scholar Sage's isn't, and now Sage has the double dot when Scholar was the original double dot and it had miasma too. Why didn't they just give Scholar back miasma too? That's what a lot of people are mad are saying. But overall, the healers look really good. Scholar got a really cool heal buff. All the other healers also got really cool heal buffs. And Scholar got shafted when it came to what like half of the healers were screaming and bitching about, and that's adding something extra to do in damage phases. So that's why
they do.
hey man, if the raid's going well, yeah, like everyone else still is like, oh, I gotta focus my rotation. A healer is just like, I hit the 1 button. The raid's going really well. I just hit 1 button. 1.
Yeah.
Oh, and then dungeons as well. Like, all the healers got AoE dots, and then Scholars is locked behind chain stratagem. There's another reason why people are mad.
Makes
But that's
sense.
the argument I've been having, and people have been fucking gaslighting me on it. And then all of a sudden, there's a FF14 healer strike that was like trending, I guess. And there's like I saw like 5 YouTube videos on it today. So I'm not alone. I'm
the
not
initial
alone.
like so this is what I saw, which was really funny because like Reddit's always weird, right? So I saw like a guy posted on Reddit being like, yeah, I'm hearing more and more the healers are about to strike, blah blah blah, whatever. And then the very first comment is striking. There's only 4 people using hashtag healers strike as a claimed hashtag. He's like I don't think you think that there's as many people striking as you believe that there actually are. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
I mean the game. This is what happens, right? The game goes through these balances and whatnot, and adjustments will be made. I feel like we do this every year, right? It takes a couple of patches for them to really lock it in. By the end of the expansion, the jobs mostly feel good, right? They're not like they're not always 100%, but like, you know, you get like a weird late adjustment like Red Mage got this last expansion where they just got like a potency buff because, you know, everyone was taking for granted the fact that it was a res mage and nobody would take them in when they didn't need the reses. So it's like, I don't know. It's I have a hard time with like early conversation about stuff because again, like this game is a living, breathing thing, and they will make adjustments as the game goes on. It's not abnormal for them.
So half of the thing about the healer strike thing isn't just the scholar. The scholar plays a part in like the future part of it. The real problem is that people cleared top with no healers, and Xeno did the dungeon at the Mediator with no healer, and Dawntrail's supposed to be they've said it's supposed to be harder going forward. And
yeah, but I mean, Xenos is one of the number. It's like the number 1 NA warrior. So if anybody's gonna stay alive during a dungeon, it's gonna be Xeno. Like, come on, people.
But that's his main like YouTube post. It's like, hey, just don't do it with healers. And every content, it's always just like, just get rid of the healers because we have so much self sustain. Which at the same time, it's like, yeah, don't take away tank self sustain because it feels bad as a tank if you're like saying you're just a normal ass fucking dungeon and the healer is just fucking AFK or is looking at a butterfly or something and just stops healing you mid pull, right? Don't take away tank self sustain, but it does feel bad as a healer when the hardest content in the game is done without you, and like that's the main like achievement is to just get rid of your favorite role to play.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
So
Cool.
yeah, but people are saying the dungeon is going to be too easy. Was one of the big things. It's like
Okay,
it's
and
a
that's
main.
to me, I'm okay with that. Here's my thing:
It's a
if
main
that's
story
dungeon one, I'm okay with that because traditionally, dungeon one has been a fuck you dungeon every single expansion, and it's been one of the hard it's the like not till you get better gear dungeon because it's been literally like think of Holminster, right? Because you were around for Shadowbringers release.
I've been around for every single release except Endwalker's release.
Okay, so you can feel this right with Shadowbringers. Holminster Switch hurts a lot if you don't have if you're not like forward thinking as a tank because it's all new skills and all new everything and everybody's trying to figure stuff out, and so like you get a Sprout tank that runs in there thinking he can do the same thing he's done through every other expansion, and he hits Holminster Switch and he gets his ass beat straight up at the very first pull. Fucks you if you don't know what you're doing. If your healer doesn't know what he's doing, if your tank doesn't know what he's doing, you can't properly manage your mitts, you're done. Like it's
I feel that with every I feel that with every Endwalker dungeon until every Endwalker dungeon actually as a healer when you go through and you're leveling, it actually and you're undergeared because you're just starting to it actually is like hard to keep up and heal. And then the instant you hit the post Endwalker or the 6.1 dungeon, I can't remember what it's called, Alzadal's whatever, it is the biggest joke possible. You just sit there and you're just like, I have to heal? What's going on? I just did that other what? It is very funny. But no. Well, the main argument is it's a main story dungeon, right? It shouldn't really be hard, right? We don't the main story we don't want to be locking out with difficulty because we want people to be able to clear who are just story people who like just want glamour and stuff like that. Not necessarily we don't want the story dungeon to be ultimate level raider difficulty.
Right.
That's my take on it.
Yeah, like I said, I think every expansion so far, Magus Sisters, all those were abnormally harder hitting at the very first little bit than what we've had in the past. So I think just allowing them to breathe a bit before they walk through, I think will be it's going to feel better for everybody.
Zod still messes up people, like even if they've cleared it like 5 times.
Right. Don't even talk to me about Tower of Babel.
Overall, I think it's looking good. Most people are very positive. There's a very quiet, there's a very loud minority of people shouting that they hate the changes, like Black Mage mains and Monk mains. Like,
hey, guess what?
I hear some of them shouting about it.
What are the groups that complain the most all the time? Those groups. Black mages have never been done wrong in the history of ever, and the moment they bitch, they have nothing to bitch about. When the producer of your game's main job is your job, you have nothing to bitch about. Literally zero. Big fat goose egg.
Is there's so many memes about like how Black Mage is like the best one going into the next thing, and everyone's talking about that, and the Black Mages are like, but I'm mad they changed stuff.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, it looks like nothing changed. They just got rid of.
I'm mad that my rotation is no longer ice and then fire and then a little bit of thunder and then fire and then ice and then fire and then ice and then a little bit of thunder.
No, it's fire then fire, because you can get your damage rotation twice now, which is absolutely stupid. But yeah, I think the embargo overall, from what I've seen, has been nothing but smiling faces on YouTubers talking about the mandatory lift and super excited they can talk about everything. I think the biggest change is Astro, and that's a little controversial. Not controversial, but divisive, I guess, more so. One of those synonyms.
Yeah. One of those.
Yeah, there may be another synonym that fits better. But just it's them taking away the randomness of it.
Yeah.
A lot of people are for it. I'm for it. I like the callback to the old Heavensward style cards, card play, but without the randomness. And I hated Astro Signs. It was randomness on top of randomness, and it was really annoying. So I'm glad that's gone. So pretty darn good. So you want to talk about the Xbox showcase?
Yeah, I'm not a big, everybody knows I'm the big thumbs down guy when it comes to Xbox. I think they did a good showing this year. There's some stuff that they're doing that's like pretty good. We've been kind of negative on them for a bit of time in regards to like how they're running their business and stuff like that. I think this definitely helped them by a lot. Their showcase was massive and it had a lot to show. And it was a lot of stuff that people wanted, it was a lot of, and the hope is that a lot of this follows through, right? That actually is what it is and it becomes what they want. And it's not just, you always go through the phases of like, you're always going to show your best points in your game in order to be able to get people hyped, right? So I'm going to run down the list and then I'm going to tap back to a couple of them from the Xbox showcase that we'll quickly discuss. So Call of Duty Black Ops 6 came out, or they announced that. Doom: The Dark Age, State of Decay 3, Dragon Age, the Veilguard, Starfield Shatterspace, Fallout 76, Skyline Valley, Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, South of Midnight, so World of Warcraft: The War Within, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, Sea of Thieves Season 13, Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn, Age of Mythology Retold, The Perfect Dark, Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred, Fable, Fragpunk, Winterboro, Mixtape, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, Life is Strange Double Exposure, Indiana Jones: The Great Circle, Mecha Break, Winchan Fallen Feathers, Avowed, Atomfall, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Stalkers 2. They had a update. They're doing a digital only version of their Xbox X series, and they're bringing a traditional green and black version of the Xbox X and S versions. And then they had a massive Gears of War E-Day trailer that they played that looked really good. And throughout the entirety of this showcase, it was very apparent. People were commenting that Phil Spencer basically announced that Xbox was going to do a handheld without openly stating that they were going to do a handheld. This is honestly no surprise, right? Every other manufacturer for video game consoles has a handheld. Switch is their main console. PlayStation brought theirs that's Wi-Fi capable across the internet. It was only a matter of time. I'm waiting for two things with the Xbox. Have they leaned so hard into cloud gaming? I'm waiting for them to do some kind of Roku stick that you can plug into your TV and do just cloud gaming on it. I'd be willing to spend upwards of $50 on this unit, and I'm willing to bet that they would pair it with like a free month of their Ultimate bundle for like $50, right? That would be ideal. It'd be great. You could pay $100 and get a controller because they're or make it compatible with other controllers. Let people use whatever they want. But this and a handheld are two of the like hands down where you're leaning so heavily into cloud gaming. This needs to happen. Okay, touching back to the games and some of the notes that I made on some of these games. So Fallout 76 Skyline Valley looks like it's a new map for Fallout 76 or a new extension map. It takes place in the Shenandoah Valley of like the DC, Virginia, West Virginia area. So that's kind of cool. They do give you the option with this one to play as a ghoul, which is kind of cool. Like never really been in a Fallout where you can play as a ghoul. Kind of interesting. The Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. This looks like a remake there was nothing in that trailer that made me think it was anything other than a remake, because it felt like upres.
I heard it was a sequel.
But it's got all the stuff that they were doing in Snake Eater. So I don't know. It looks like a remake. It could be a sequel. It definitely looks really good. I mean, it definitely looks like old Snake Eater or old Metal Gear. So I mean, I'm glad they're doing that instead of the zombie bullshit that they try to do and try to get everybody interested in. You know, I just want it's a remake.
It's confirmed. It's a
Okay.
remake.
Yeah, it looked exactly like the OG game.
No,
Hey,
I messed up and confused that with another game that's coming back. It was the Gears of War. That's what I messed up.
Yeah,
So
that one's definitely a sequel.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the one. This game was the one that everybody was super hyped about. Perfect Dark. Everybody is big hype on this Perfect Dark stuff. This to me feels like, and I'll have to figure out who the developer is. It feels like Mirror's Edge. It feels like all the movement. It's first person. It feels very Mirror's Edge with the running and the jumping and how you come down on people. So I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't have time to figure out because there was a lot that I was looking at with the showcase to figure out if it was the same dev that did Mirror's Edge. But it looks very Mirror's Edge, which I'm fine with. I love the Mirror's Edge shares. I think it was great. It does look like they fixed some of the things that people were kind of hard on Mirror's Edge about with the gunplay and how like Mirror's Edge was very like anti-gunplay, but they added it so you couldn't get clips for your gun, but you could steal another weapon and whatever weapon bullets were in that were good.
Well, here's something I don't know if you knew. Perfect Dark is a game from 2000.
Yeah, it's from N64.
It was an Xbox game on in the year 2000. It was on the original Xbox.
Yeah, it was also on N64. Perfect Dark was on the N64 as well.
Or I might be wrong with the Xbox thing. I thought I saw Xbox. Oh yeah, in N64. Yeah, never mind. Published by Rare. I don't know if
Rare's owned by Xbox now, so I'm guessing. Yeah. I don't know. Now I want to find out. So Mirror.
DICE.
Mirror's Edge Dice, which is EA, right? Because that's their.
Yeah, DICE EA.
Yeah, DICE is EA. It looks like if you watch the trailer and you've ever played Mirror's Edge, that feel of like what Mirror's Edge is like it's right there. All right. Fragpunk looked really cool. It reminded me of Valorant, but it reminded me of Valorant with even more environmental changes. So you would like snap a card or something and it would change either like you personally give you a buff, or like they had one where the guy snapped the card and it turned into grass around him and he used it to hide when enemies rode by. So it looks really interesting. I think it's coming out for pretty much everything. So, or maybe I don't really know. I didn't get a chance to really take a look into it. And then the big one that I'm actually really super pumped about this fall is Assassin's Creed Shadows. This looks really good. So it's 2 characters like the London version. Bless you, by the way. Bless you again. It looks like it's 2 characters like the London edition. There's a female, there's an Asian female, and then there's been a lot of like controversy because the male is black. It's been like kind of a big deal that people are like, oh, black in Japan and blah, 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 blah. Well, there's a lot of history with black in Japan. So don't.
He's playing a very specific character from Japanese history who was an African man in Japan, but he was the debate was if he was a samurai or not.
Yeah.
Because he was an attendant of a famous general in history, and so there's debate on like, well, he was an attendant of this general, he was a samurai, and some people are like, no, he wasn't a samurai. So that's where the contention is.
I don't know. Here's my thought, right? Ubisoft has always been really good with these about making sure that the history is as relatively close as possible. I mean, obviously they're going to bend some of it, right? Because it's part of the game. But like for the most part, they've gotten a lot of their histories pretty well done and done a lot of really good research on it. So I can't imagine that that's fallen in this time frame. Mecha Break looks like a competitor to Armored Core. I think it's a different game. I think it's just Armored Core meets Battlefield is what it felt like. So it's that one looks.
Sorry, go ahead.
Good, no, go ahead.
Okay, go.
Step in.
Well, it reminds me of this last Gundam game that just got shut down. Actually, I can't remember what it was called. Gundam. It just got shut down. It was on PlayStation and stuff. Maybe Gundam Breaker. Yeah, it reminds me of Gundam Breaker.
Okay.
A lot.
Yeah. And then Shattered Space, I think, is a DLC for the game. I can't imagine they'd come out with a whole new game, like what, a year and a half after Starfield came out.
Well, oh yeah, it's definitely a DLC.
Fable looked really good. The trailer for Fable.
All the you brought up, like, none of the games I'm excited about. Well, yeah, except for right now you mentioned Fable. I'm super excited for Fable.
So we were talking about this before the podcast. Did anybody else watch the announcement last year when they did the announcement trailer for Fable, and they had the guy from IT Crowd be the giant? He was talking about vegetables. I was talking to Gibbles about this. He missed the trailer last year for it. It looks good. The game looks really good, and what they showed off at everything at the showcase was more of that. It's more of what people want and people are excited for. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm a really big Fable fan. I had heard they were because they were teasing Fable for years ago, at least 4 years ago. And I was super excited then, and then I just like didn't hear anything for a while, and I was like, I was just thinking about it the other day. I was like, are they like continuing that? Like, is that still in development? They trash can that? I haven't heard anything. So
yeah, no,
I guess
they announced something last year, and then
year.
they're announcing again this year. So, yeah, I think people are going to be excited about Dragon Age. Dragon Age is a very beloved series.
That's interesting. One thing, when I heard the title, that was interesting because they had already released like a title for it before. And it was like Dreadwolf or something like that. And now they changed it, which is really interesting to me.
I'm interested to see how State of Decay 3 does, considering State of Decay 2 was a bomb. I know some people liked it, but for the most part, in a lot of video gamers' eyes, this was the one that State of Decay 2 was what happened after. It was the game that was created after Xbox bought that studio, and for everything that I heard, it did very, very poorly. So, South of Midnight looked pretty interesting. I only saw little bits and pieces of that. Claire Obscure actually looked pretty fun. It looked like a game I would play from a first-person perspective. If you're into RTSs, the Age of Mythology is just the continuation of what Age of Mythology has always been and Age of Empires has always been, which is a great RTS. So expect that. Let's see.
They're giving Doom guy a Gundam.
Yeah.
If you watch the full new Doom trailer, he gets in a mecha, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm excited. We'll see what that does. They got to figure out something. I've seen bits and pieces of the development around Indiana Jones, and it looked really good when they were doing the development. So I'm excited to see if this game is going to produce what they've expected. So I can't remember what the developer is on this. It's a non-Xbox owned development, so I think they were just premiering it here. I don't believe that's an Xbox exclusive, if I remember correctly.
What is?
In the Indiana Jones game.
Oh. Yeah, outside of the exclusives, we're getting a Horizon Lego, which I'm kind of like
iffy on.
Yeah. Monster Hunter Wilds, the second trailer, a lot of people are kind of mad about it, but I think it was to showcase that it's going to be really story driven, which is not really true of any other Monster Hunter game. Which I think is actually kind of a welcome change a little bit. And then the new monster they showed was pretty cool. It's kind of like a a sandworm, kind of like Gyarados type monster.
Hey Bard,
Yeah.
would you let the blacksmith kick you out at the end of the night?
Yeah, I would let the blacksmith kick me wherever the fuck she wanted to.
So we had this conversation. Apparently, Bard and Harley had this conversation of whether the new blacksmith in Monster Hunter Wilds fucks. And like I sent a photo, and I was like, "Oh, she fucks. She fucks so hard you don't even get to spend the night. She fucks, and she kicks you right out."
So I was talking with so everybody hates the handler from who's like the person who like sends you on quests and like talks to you like through the quests from Monster Hunter World, mainly because she just constantly gets like in trouble and you have to save her every fucking cutscene, and she's like useless and people are just don't like her. And I was talking to my friend Enrique, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, the new I just look at the new handler. I already like her way better." And I was looking at her, and she's really pretty. And then I scrolled down. If you're on the official website, you can see them back to back on the characters page. And I was like, "Oh, she's really, really pretty." And then I scrolled down, and I was like, "But she's sexy. She's hot." And I was like, "Wait a second. Why can I say that about that, but not this one?" And I was telling Harley that. And because Harley was like,
For those that need a visual, this girl fucks 100%. This girl fucks. Like this one right here. This one is like the one that kicks you out. This is the one that draws you in. Like that. That's it right there.
Harley was saying that the Duck Lips one was her being like, "Oh, you thought you could stay? What?" Oh.
And then it's like when they start getting handsy, she's like, "Fucking get out now." Yeah. So you heard it here. The rare take from Beards of Light, which is the blacksmith fucks.
Hey man, I think the blacksmith from Rise also fucks. So
I'm sure. I need to play. I need to play more of that. I have it, just haven't played it. I also need to play World. We need to figure out a day that you'll go back to PlayStation and play World with me.
Yeah. I had someone join yesterday and was like, "Someone who's playing on PlayStation speaking English," and I was like, "I'm not playing on PlayStation, sorry." And he's like, "What?"
I'm just using a PlayStation controller. I'm sorry.
Well, it's like the one game on like on PC that lets you has a button layout choice for PlayStation for DualShock buttons.
Yeah. Let's see. Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think we all know what to expect with this. There's nothing really like super over the top with this or anything like out of the ordinary. It looks like they added like a hot air balloon to this one, which would be kind of cool to do like a hot air balloon ride for those that are interested in that kind of stuff. I've never been a big like flight simulator person. If I'm going to play some kind of a flight game, I'm going to do some kind of like dog fighting airplane attack thing. Feels like personally for me just more fun, not to not to go down on it, get pushed out on anybody who really likes that stuff. Let's see. I think that's about it for the Xbox side of things. Another big announcement that came out of this weekend from Ubisoft was that Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. I don't know if this is the whole trilogy or just the Sands of Time game is being remade, and the release date is set for 2026. It's a while out, but it's there. Which isn't it Sands
like
of Time is arguably the last good Prince of Persia game.
I heard people talking like crap about it because it's like releasing as like a weird version of it or something like that.
They're saying it's a complete remake.
Like I don't know. I heard some weird things with Prince of Persia stuff.
Yeah.
But what about War Within? Oh my god, you skipped over WoW.
War Within, what? Did I skip over War Within?
The WoW expansion. I'm just joking.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, we're WoW players.
Okay, so I'm going to be very upfront. For World of Warcraft players and Diablo 4 players, you're not going to get love at this podcast from me, at least. Not a World of Warcraft fan. I think what that team did, they have a lot to make up for. I know that there have been changes, but like
Diablo 4 also doesn't players also don't get love for their own game, so it's
That's good. That's good. Just masochism in his heart. And then, Sea of Thieves, I haven't had a chance to touch. It supposedly is a great game. It's on PlayStation now, so I mean, maybe at some point when it gets a good sale, I'll pick it up. But yeah, the one thing from this weekend I would have loved to have seen, and I'm sure when Harley watches his VOD, if he chooses to watch the VOD, I would have loved the Silk Song release.
It doesn't
It is
exist.
real.
It's not real. I knew exactly where you were going.
No,
It's not real.
it's real. Don't tell me it's not. It's real.
No, it's never coming out.
It's real.
Never coming out. No, I snuck in. I deleted all their files.
No, it's
deleted-
real. Don't say that.
I deleted the master copy.
Don't
It's gone.
say that. It's real. Yeah, I think that's the big one. That's the one that I'm waiting on. Other than like the obvious things, like obviously Dawntrail. I'm waiting on the DLC for Elden Ring. Silk Song is the one. The other one I'm waiting on, and I haven't had to wait nearly as long as everybody else because I only just barely finished the story a couple months ago.
We got just over a week. Just over a week for Elden Ring.
We do have a live letter, and we forgot to mention this. There is a live letter on Friday. And I expect
It's the last live letter before.
it is the last live letter before the release, which means we're gonna get like major patch things that they're putting into the new game. They're gonna talk about what's gonna be in the release. They're gonna talk about the 3-day or 2-day maintenance window that they're gonna use for the Dawntrail release. I expect that they're going to give us a schedule for Savage raids.
I am hoping for it.
I'm
going
also
to
hoping
then
so I can take time off.
Yeah, I'm going to then immediately go to my
solidify my
boss
time off.
and be like, "Hey, I need this week off."
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. I told my cousin, my cousin needed a ride from the airport on like the 27th or something, and I was like, I could drop you off, but I don't know. I need to wait for Friday for a thing to come out to tell me what my schedule is going to be for that week. If it's going to be the week after, if it's going to be late August or late September or July, early August that that's going to release, or if it's going to be sooner.
I'm debating because like my schedule's weird because I work 4 days, so I always have a 3-day weekend. So I'm debating taking the because it's gonna drop on Tuesday, right? Whatever that it's gonna be.
It'll be
on,
Tuesday.
Yeah, it'll be on that. So do I take do I only work Monday that week and then I work Tuesday through and then I'm off Tuesday through until next Tuesday, or do I work the week of release and then have the second week off, so that way like I won't have like Tuesday I won't be I'll get home from work and I'll be a little tired. It'll be the first day of raiding. Thursday I can stay up but I'll still have worked, and then the weekend I'll be like fresh and ready to go the whole time, and then I can have the whole next week to try and
So
get clears.
I'm not expecting Savage to release the week after lunch.
No. Well, I'm talking about I'm not going to be taking off time for lunch. I'm going to be taking time off for the Savage time. Whenever
I'm
I know
taking
the
time
Savage
off for
gonna-
both. I'm taking a week off for the release, and then I'm taking the week off for Savage. And I will probably take that Monday in preparation to try to just gather a shit ton of stuff that might be what's being used for armor.
I think I'm going to take the second week off of Savage. I think that's going to be my plan.
So you're just going to be
That's what
tired
makes
every
sense.
Savage night?
Well, I'm retired the first 2 Savage nights
Right.
of launch.
And I'm going to be
of
running the
Savage.
shit out of Savage. After I get my gear
Yeah.
going, I'm going to literally be PFing during the day. We'll have full
and
day
then-
streams for that week. I mean,
Yeah, and then the following week 2 of Savage, that's where I'm going to go fucking balls to the wall like 16-hour streams every day.
I'd love to see if we can get first and a good chunk of second fight done in the first week. That's what I want.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'll be fresh and ready. I can go like all night Thursday night, and I'll be fresh on Saturday.
right.
So, and then the second week I'll be ready to go for most likely the hardest fights. But I mean, they might do a little 3 and 4 or sorry 2 and 3 swapperoo on us.
On
the difficulty.
Well, no, because four in the first one, it was four wasn't as hard as three, because three was in the first tier it was Flamebird, and Flamebird was considered harder than the actual.
Well, yeah, but
tier boss.
I was referring to the last tier where 11 and 10.
Oh,
10
two
harder than
was
11.
the wall. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I was saying I was just doing it for the next whatever it's gonna be.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I know that there's a few of us in the stream environment that are very like we're gonna be PFing the entire week.
Yeah.
In our groups and in PFing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'll be PFing. I'm gonna talk to Harley about that Friday and be like, hey, like these 2 Fridays, I know we agreed I don't stream on Fridays, and you don't want me streaming on Thursdays really, but like it's raid weeks. Come on, please.
Yeah. The hope is that we get done in the first month. That's the big hope.
Oh yeah. I'm clearing second week, man. I'm there. No.
Yeah, I mean, I'll clear as fast as we can from a PF group, right?
I will. Yes.
I'm going. I mean, the problem is you're gonna have to make a fuck ton of pots.
All the pots.
Because you're gonna be geared down.
Yeah. I am going to probably sometime this weekend, try and make a bunch of this tier's pots for prog pots.
Yeah. I still have like 200 and something of the strength pots.
I have like 30 mind pots. I do have like 120 strength, and I have like 180 dex ones, so I can give those to people. Because I'm not going to be progging on my tank or my machinist or Viper.
Yeah. For those who are Final Fantasy 14 players, don't forget, if you or your loved ones drink Mountain Dew, to make sure you buy your Xbox Mountain Dews so that you can get your Mountain Zoo mount for Dawn Trail release.
Make sure you read the bottles. And you have like
make sure they actually say
ones.
Xbox points.
Yeah, because there's an extra like a thing on the other bottles of this. It's like the Baja ones like that. It'll have like some other thing. If it says Xbox on the corner, that one's good to get.
Yeah, but Baja is not in the list of approved.
Yeah, I made that mistake, and I bought 5 Mountain Dews, and 3 of them were the wrong kind.
They do have diet versions, so if you guys are into diet soda, they do have diet versions that are worth the points. So don't be afraid to go to do those. Some of them are worth more points, so there's like a few that are worth 200 points.
If you are extremely unhealthy and you do nothing but drink soda anyways, if you drink a bunch of these Mountain Dews, you can have the potential to even just buy an Xbox with them.
The Xbox X has already been sold out. There's no more of those.
Okay, you can get a lot of rewards with it. That's my point.
Yeah, there's a lot of the stuff that they were giving away, especially the Final Fantasy 14 specific stuff. Has been sold out. They have not sold out of the Stream Deck. So if you want a Stream Deck and you stream, just drink a bunch of Mountain Dew.
It is just soda, but it is still soda. Drink responsibly. Don't overdo it.
We're not promoting the
unhealthy habits.
Unhealthy habits of drinking soda. Yeah, the big one is the Mountain Zoo mount. It looks like this. Look at him in his green Mountain Dew of glory.
I've got 5 bottle caps. I haven't cashed them in. I don't know how many I need.
I think you need 500 points. I think you need just 5. So I think you're good.
Okay, cool. I think we're good.
But yeah, tons of stuff on this marketplace. You can get the collector's edition for 2,000 or 20,000 points. That's 200 bottles of Mountain Dew.
Again, if you drink a lot, you're good.
If you drink a lot, that's fine. If you have friends that drink them, just get their codes. And then 2,500 for the Elgato Mountain Dew Final Fantasy. They've got one for Picto, one for Viper. They've got some
friends to play WoW to give you the Mountain Dew stuff.
Yeah, I've got a couple friends that are sending me codes.
Yeah, we all know you got friends that play WoW and they're sitting there drinking their Code Red.
It's 600 points.
And their Doritos. Just get the bottle caps from their Code Reds.
Also, if you're a big glamour person, you can get the metallic dyes for 200 points. That's just 2 sodas. But yeah, there's a ton of like flight simulator stuff if you're into that stuff. You can get a month's pass of Game Pass Ultimate. I think you can actually buy a copy. I know the starter edition's already been sold out. See, these are the things that are sold out. They were allowing you to buy an edition of the Final Fantasy game for free, basically drinking soda. And the S series is already sold out, and I think the X series is already sold out as well.
Makes sense.
So
it's a lot of Mountain Dew.
It is a lot of Mountain Dew.
They drink that shit fast. I bet you people just like bought a bunch of like cases of Mountain Dew and just like poured them into like a gallon jug, and then it's like, that's what I should have done.
I should slowly or something like that.
I should have gotten like one of those like the office coolers, and then just bought a bunch of Mountain Dews and just filled it, and then just put it, have a little paper cup next to my desk, and just like
the only problem is they would have gone flat really fast. That would have sucked. They have a Mountain Dew gaming chair, so you know if you need a gaming chair, it's just 300 Mountain Dew bottles. But the Mountain Dews that qualify. What?
Is it just the cost of a gaming chair?
Just the cost of a gaming chair, you know. But then you get drinks. So the standard Mountain Dews, the diet, and the zero sugar are 100 points. The Code Red, the Voltage, and the Major Melon are 100 points. The Sparks, the Livewire, and the Purple Thunders are 100 points. But then I think these are the location exclusive ones. So it's the Overdrive, the Maui Burst, and the Frostfade are worth 200 points. So it's half as many points, or half as many bottles you need to drink to get to your goal. So yeah, these are the qualifiers for that. I think. For those who are Valorant players and are also PlayStation 5 players, let me switch back here. Valorant, PS5 beta is live, so register to play if you want. If you're interested in playing, I have friends that play, so I definitely want to be a part of that.
Get good at Valorant and join an esports team.
Get good at Valorant and get paid to play. No.
You join Voice Critical's team.
I don't even. If I had an opportunity to join Moist Critical's team, I would uninstall the game from my console.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Do you not like Charlie?
No. Charlie's fine.
I was like, hold on, we gotta talk about this. You don't like Charlie?
No. Charlie's fine. We use a couple of the people I stream with use Moist Critical's. Like, did I scare you? I bet I did.
From Pangea. What are you up to for the next week and a half before Elden Ring drops next week?
I think what both of us are up to for the next week, until other than you playing Monster Hunter, we are in full Dawn Trail prep and Final Fantasy VII. I'm in Final Fantasy VII Remake during stream, but when I'm not streaming that, I am in full prep. I have finished MSQ on my JP character, and I'm just gear leveling at this point to get me to close to 560 as I possibly can to walk into Dawn Trail and just start going. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at.
I think this weekend I'm just gonna dungeon grind my ass off. Hopefully I can get some people to join me and help me out a little bit.
For DSR?
For my last... No, well, DSR, yeah, I'm gonna be gearing up more for DSR probably. But I was meaning like kind of like off stream too. Just I still have 3 classes to 90.
So you can walk in with the 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 20 20 action.
10, wait, what? 20?
10 levels on every class except for Picto and Viper, which are 20.
Yeah. I've done that with every expansion, actually, except for Endwalker.
Yeah.
So
it'll be good. It'll be real good.
Because I was full 70 going into I wasn't full 50 going into Heavensward. I was full 60 going into Stormblood, and I was full 70 going into Shadowbringers. And I was not here for Endwalker release, so
yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be. I'm excited. It should be a good release.
For more P8 this weekend, and more and what? Oh, we're doing Extreme on Thursday. That's right.
Yeah, we're doing our Vibe Extreme, so we'll probably be. I don't know if we're gonna stream that or not. I haven't decided whether we should.
I was planning on it, but if the group doesn't want to, that is fine. Also, I can just mute
we'll take that offline and talk about it offline. But yeah, I don't want to say for sure that we are, and not know because we may not. It may be better that we don't for the vibe check.
The vibe check. All right.
But yeah,
Harley's been asking me not to stream Thursdays anyway, so
yeah. We'll talk about it.
Yep.
But other than that, for those of you who were paying attention earlier today, I did get my 3D printing stream setup done. So we did some vibing on the 3D printing today. So just lo-fi vibes and watching the printer go was the act of the day. I'll probably do some more of those during the day because it was actually kind of fun. So I might continue to do stuff like that. Just to keep the good vibes and keep up things that I'm already doing. So, show stuff off. So
keep on keeping
anyways, keeping on. Anything else you want to bring up?
No.
All right, cool. All right. Well, this is podcast night, so we will not be rating, but Gibbles, I think you're gonna kick back up again, right? To do some Monster Hunter?
I will be. I'm gonna go wash my face, something like that, get some water, and then I'll be going live again in another 15-30 minutes.
All right. Well, for those who want to hang out with Gibbles tonight, feel free to jump over to his stream later. And yeah, have a great night, guys. We'll see you on the next one. A couple weeks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, Ralph.
Hi. Yeah, he said he was.
Okay.